A graduate of R.L. Thomas, 1984. Went over to a little bit for MCC, SUNY Geneseo, for my accounting degree, but then I went back to school to SUNY Brockport, biology, chemistry, and then a master's in public administration.
So how did you find your way starting to work in a local municipality and county financial services?
So after I did a brief 2.5 years in public accounting, started taking some corporate jobs, corporate accounting jobs in the local not-for-profit health and human service organizations. And through my SUNY Brockport's MPA program, met one of the legislative liaisons under Jack Doyle, who had an opportunity for me at Monroe County. So I decided to start my role in government.
When was that?
That was way back in 2003 in the purchasing office.
Awesome. And then you've been in this current position with the county for 6 years now?
Almost 7.
Okay.
January of 2013.
Awesome. What is something that you have learned in your time working in the county on any level that you think would be applicable to this new job?
As I told the superintendent in my job interview, one thing I've grown accustomed to is being able to bridge that gap between program and finance. It's not easy, but I think my time in the health and human services arena, they were relatively smaller, not-for-profit agencies, but it was always able to develop pretty good working relationships with the program managers and help them understand accounting so that I could better help them achieve their goals.
So that is an interesting thing, because when you're working with money for the sake of money, there's not quite that separation of how the money can actually serve the program. So now that you have to find a balance between those two, how will you be working with the Rochester City School District? Say, okay, here are the finances, here's how I can manage them to help better the programs. How do you foresee that happening?
So I'm an accountant, I'm a bean counter, but I think the best way I help our program managers, whether it's in Monroe County or soon to be in the city school district, is meeting with the school principals, all the program managers in the district to understand what their needs are. I say no quite a bit, but I try not to say no to everyone, rather than no, but, and then have a conversation of what can we do.
So in the spirit of what can you do, it's no secret you're coming into this job with a bit of a budget gap. So
yes.
Well, first of all, I would like to start with this. What inspired you to take this job? I mean, obviously this is an interesting opportunity for you, but seeing that, knowing that I have to deal with this boat now, what was something that you thought to yourself, I can really do this job, I want to take it, knowing the budget gap is there?
The short answer to that question is simply I've had a career where I've gone into less than clean situations and have been able to help the manager of the organization or the program managers. Monroe County has had its share of financial troubles, and I've been able to help them both in the social services department and in the finance department. And I see really no difference with the city school district in terms of assisting them.
So the other part, I think some people and teachers are concerned that they might lose their jobs. I'm not going to hold you anything specific until you have a chance to look into that. But do you have any comment to those people? Like, if you could meet with someone and say, I might be concerned about losing my job, would you have a response to that person?
I think everyone is concerned. Whether that is rightly, wrongly, or indifferent, I'm not here to judge that. I will say I'm more than just a hatchet man. I'm not here to slash and burn the school district's budget. I'm here to learn how accounting can work with the schools to help them take the pressure off their concerns so that they can worry about education and let me worry about the accounting.
And that goes back to the part of work of using your own financial experience to help with the programs as well. So that seems like it's something, it's different, but it still seems like something that's rewarding, because you had to do that with the county. Now you're doing that for RCSD. Do you foresee this as being a rewarding job?
Absolutely, I see this as a rewarding job. I wouldn't have taken the chance on meeting with the superintendent, who, by the way, didn't have to work hard to convince me to come work here. He is a straight talker, and a man who wants to get things done, and I would love to support him in his vision for making this a successful school district.
So going back to this, I know, again, I'm not going to hold you to anything here. This is quite a big gap to overcome. So how do you think you'll, I mean, you talked about it a little bit, but how do you think you'll find the balance between this is how much money we have to make up, essentially, we have to figure out this is the shortfall we're facing. Talk to me a little bit more in depth about that process.
Well, I hope you can appreciate that right now, my job is to do homework. And what's a school district without homework? So my homework is to download this district's annual financial statements for the past year and some prior years, and to download their annual operating budgets. So I can better understand what has been happening in the school district financially, so that I can ask more relevant questions of the finance staff here today, so that we can forge a better plan in the future.
Cool. I am the fun guy. I'd like to wrap up with a couple fun questions. You are from Rochester. What's one of your favorite things to do here in Rochester?
Although I haven't done it lately, it's been probably 3 years, but I love going to Nick Tahoe's for a garbage plate.
Ooh, why is that?
There is no other experience in Rochester than Nick Tahoe's downtown.
Certainly true. And we're a bit of a music-oriented office. What's one of your favorite bands, or what kind of music do you listen to?
Hope it doesn't offend anybody. My brothers and sisters are much older than I am. I'm not going to lie, Pink Floyd is probably my all-time favorite band.
Why?
Sometimes I'm dark.